First of all, a lot of people are saying it because it sounds good, but it's not actual practical. A lot of people say a lot of things on the internet about business funding that they haven't actually done. What's going on? It's Colin Brown here from Business Credit Unlimited. I'm back. So you read the title. This is why you should not be going to credit unions for business funding in 2025, even here in 2024. Now, look, I know what's been marketed to you, right? I know a lot of people talk about credit unions and community banks and all this stuff, but it ain't the move. It's a bunch of BS. And I'm going to tell you why. This is one of those sit down videos. Normally, if you pay attention, I'm actually normally standing up in my videos and I have a nice kind of layout for you. But on this one, it's just time to sit down and keep it a buck with you. So pay attention because I get real on these type of videos. All right. I'm finna level with you. All right. You looking to you know, whatever they call it out here, looking to get the bag, looking to make some plays. You looking to run it up. You looking to get business funding for your business. And you're hearing people talk about all these different credit unions and stuff like that. And my clients ask me about this all the time. What about these credit unions? What about credit unions and all of this? This is why you should probably go to a major institution like a Chase, a Bank of America, I don't know, all these different, you know, the major guys that most of you guys know about, American Express, whoever. Let me look at my stack. PNC, even Truist, which is kind of a mid-sized bank, but U.S. Bank, you know, all of these guys, that's the guys you should be going to for Wells Fargo. These are the guys you should be going to for business funding, okay? And not worried about like all these credit unions that these people be talking about. Let me tell you why though, okay? First of all, a lot of people are saying it because it sounds good, but it's not actual practical. A lot of people say a lot of things on the internet about business funding that they haven't actually done. They're not sending, you know, 50 plus clients to a particular credit union and getting a certain result. And now they can talk about it. They're just saying it because it sounds like mysterious. It sounds like it works. But if you don't know what you're looking at, you're not going to know. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm here. Like, cause again, I don't have to, like, I'm not here for views. Like, I don't get paid off of views per se. Like, I want people to watch this video, right? I don't make a video. Who makes a video that you don't want anybody to watch? But I don't literally make, my business revenue does not come from generating views. So to say things that are clickbaity and to get attention, like, I'm actually here to break stuff down the right way so that you either could do it yourself or I find my ideal client through the videos that I make. So I don't have to do that. But unfortunately, that's what a lot of people are doing, just to be real with you. That's why it sounds good. And they say these things, but it's just not true. Okay. Number one, you can get funding from any bank, as long as you know the general principles of getting funding from a bank and that specific bank's rules. For example, like my last video, I gave you a good breakdown of the different things you should look for when you're looking to get funding from a bank for your business. Okay, like for Chase, you need to know that you want to have a business checking account first. You want to deposit at least $2,000 in the account, so on and so forth. That's the different rules with Chase, where if you go to another bank, you know, it may be more that they expect. It may be less. You need to open the account and let it season longer. Those are different things that you have to know. And if you understand how to get money from a bank and how to build a relationship, then you can get money from any bank. It doesn't matter if it's a major institution, a credit union, all of that. What does matter is like how much money do they give out? Are they a newer relationship friendly type of bank? Those are the types of things that matter. But in general, you can get money from any bank if you know what you're doing. Okay. And you got the great personal profile or even a decent, you know, 700 plus score. Your business is generating revenue, or even as a startup, you know, you still know how to cultivate a business relationship. You know what banks to go to that apply to your specific situation in your state. You can get funding from any bank. That's one. So why emphasize a credit union really? Number two, as a newer business owner, as a startup, and even if you're not a startup, like you could be established business owner, you want to get to the easiest wins as possible. The banks are going to give out the most with the least amount of requirements. Don't you like that? Who don't like easy, right? Hit the like button if you like easy. I like easy. All right. I like funding that I can get with the least amount of effort, the highest limit with the least amount of documents and stuff like that. Like I have documents and I still don't go after certain banks if they ask for documents. If I can get 25K in approval without docs versus 25K with, I'm going to do without just because it's the same thing. It's just less work. Not that I won't do the docs, but I'm just saying if I had to pick one or two, I'm going to do no docs, right? Most of the major institutions are going to give the most amount of funding with the least amount of requirements, where a credit union, a lot of times notice, like say Navy Federal. Navy Federal is just the very tip of the iceberg. Everybody knows Navy Federal nowadays, but they are the very tip of the iceberg when it comes to credit unions, right? A lot of y'all may know this already. There's a ton of these guys out here. There's Andrews Credit Union, all these different credit unions out here. Right. But still, even with them, let's take Navy Federal. When you join Navy Federal, what happened? If you're a member, right? You may be on the outside looking in, but if you want to become a member, what? You got to qualify. All right. Now, back when I joined, they had a hard inquiry. Maybe they've stopped doing that, but I had to do a hard inquiry just to join. I had to qualify. I had to have somebody. You either have to have a back way or have somebody in the military. Normally, and that's where I'm getting at, normally credit unions have some type of criteria to actually just become a member, not apply for funding, but you have some type of criteria that you have to meet. That's one major downfall because now it's harder, right? Now, if it's worth it, if the amount is worth it, then it's cool. If they're giving out more than some of the other major institutions, then yeah, let's do it. But more times than not, they not. It's either around the same or it's even less. Okay. And that leads to another point. Some of these credit unions don't even have business funding. Okay. They don't have business credit cards. They don't have business lines of credit, business loans, equipment loans for business, so on and so forth. They don't have them. They only have personal products like PenFed. PenFed does not have any business products, at least at the time I'm recording this. Things change all the time. With PenFed, Pentagon, Federal Credit Union, they don't have any business accounts. I'm going to confirm this because I don't really go here. Yeah, they don't have any business accounts at all. So, it's mainly for personal for a lot of these credit unions. Not all of them, of course, but, another thing is a lot of them don't have 0% business credit cards. One thing I'm really heavy on is applying for business funding with 0% business credit cards, because 0% is amazing. You can get 0% on all of the purchases that you make for the next, normally a year, but sometimes even up to 18 months. That's dope. Like there's nothing better than that. That's why I'm a huge advocate of 0% business credit cards for business owners. But a lot of them, they don't offer. A lot of the credit unions in some of these other institutions, they don't offer 0% business credit cards. So that's a major downfall. Like if you're looking just for money and you don't care, then yeah, it's cool. But why not? If you can achieve the same goal, again, if I can get 25K at 0% for 12 months and have much less to do to get it, I'm going to do that versus going to a credit union and I have to have this, and then they don't even offer 0%, which leads me to another point. A lot of the credit unions, and when I say a lot, like it's subjective, right? I don't know. I can't give you the exact number, but a lot from what I've seen in my experience, and my experience runs deep, just to keep it a buck with you. It runs deep. Like I've been doing this for a long time. All right. And I don't see that many credit unions out there where this is not the case. Most of the credit unions, or a lot of them, I should say, they are not going to let you apply as soon as some of the other major institutions. Okay. Like they want you to build more of a relationship. All right. They don't want you to like credit union hop. All right. A lot of the banks know that especially if you're trying to get funding, you're going to be with more than one bank, right? You're going to be poly polyamorous with the banks, right? Um, I told you I just keep it a buck here, right? Like you're gonna go to a lot of different banks if you're looking to get, a certain amount of funding. You're gonna have many lovers, many relationships, many banks. All right, many women. Okay, I love. Okay, I'm going off now. Look, now for real though, you're gonna have a lot of banks, but I think with the credit unions, they really don't like that per se. Now, some of y'all got like some credit unions that I talk to clients all the time where they got a credit union that's from the city that they're from. They've had them for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever. And that's cool. But a lot of times, they kind of want you to just sit all your money there and just be only with them. And they ain't with you just opening up the account and then applying for funding just like that. And if you do, you're probably going to get a lower limit with a lot of these different credit unions. So especially as a startup, why not go to some of the bigger guys and get money from them? Then, you worried about going to some of these other credit unions that you ain't never heard of, which leads to the next point. Data, information. When it comes to getting business funding, data is everything. Knowing what the bank is looking for is everything. You go to one of these credit unions, you just seen one video on Instagram or here on YouTube or something, then it's really hard for you to gauge, what the heck is going on. Because you don't have that much knowledge about it. You can watch 10 videos about a particular bank. You still won't know everything until you actually do it, right? But it's even worse when you have no information on just a particular bank, and you just going off of like just something you heard somebody else talk about or something like that. Or you hear people talk about credit unions. So you go and try to search, you go like the little credit union locator website and you just trying to find something and you go there, you really don't know what the deal is. It's like a waste of time. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. And yeah, I just see higher limits, higher approval rates at a lot of the major institutions for most of y'all. Now, the exception is if you've already went to like most of the major banks, then yeah, you might want to consider some credit unions. If you already have a relationship with a particular credit union and they offer business products, then yeah, let's get it. But I'm saying in general, like if I'm building a funding sequence, if I'm going to 4 banks, 4 out of 4, probably for a new client is going to be a major institution. Again, a Chase or whatever, I keep saying Chase, but that's like my favorite bank, but a PNC, whoever. All right. It's going to be one of the major institutions. Okay. Capital One, I don't know, all these guys. Okay. Discover, whoever. It's going to be one of the major guys. Wells Fargo. I'm not going to build out a funding sequence 4 out of 4 like credit unions for somebody that just got started. Like, no. Which leads to another thing. One of the requirements for credit unions normally is going to be regionally locked, meaning your business or you or both have to be located in the state that business is in or that credit union is in. For example, I'm here in Alabama. Here in Alabama, I may not have access to a credit union that is only in Iowa, Illinois, and New Hampshire or something. Some of these credit unions are only in like less than 5 states or something. And if you are not in those states and you try to file a foreign entity or something like that, like it's not going to work well for you. I wouldn't file a foreign entity and expect to like take that and just get funding from everywhere. Like some banks will accept it, but a lot of banks are cracking down on that. So there's no way around it. If your business is not established there, if your home address is not established there, then you're just screwed. Ain't no way around it. Like a lot of people are saying that. I see the videos. It's just not true, y'all. It's not true. It ain't. Like you can't do it. You can't get around the system. Banks are not stupid. Like they see the foreign entity, they may ask for more information. A lot of these bankers are nosy, and you in the same state as them. You think they not just gonna ask any questions? Okay, I said a foreign entity. You came in with your passport and your foreign entity. Cool, pass. Nah, no. Okay, it don't work like that. That's a big thing because most of the major institutions are in like every state, dang near every state, bro. Like even if you're in Alaska or something, you might be in Alaska, you might be in Maine. Shout out to you if you are, or something like that. Comment if you are too. That'd be dope. You in Alaska or Maine, something like that. I'm acting like Maine is like like that's rare or something, but it don't matter where you are. Okay, most of the major banks are in most states, so it's a higher chance that the funding sequence that you make or the banks that you try to go to, you at least have some representation in that very state. Now, not every bank you have to have a location in that state either. I'm not saying that. Like U.S. Bank is not here physically in Alabama, but I have U.S. Bank products, a business checking account, 2 business credit card, just got a 50K business loan. So I'm not saying like you have to, for every major institution, it has to be in your state, but I'm just saying like it helps, right? Like if, especially your main bank, you want your main bank to at least be nearby. You know what I mean? Why would your main bank just be, I wouldn't do even online only. It really depends. Like if it's Chase, then it's worth it. But yeah, I would want my main bank to, I can at least go there just in case I need to talk to somebody. I need to go to the ATM, so on and so forth. But that's some of my major reasons. Did I have anything else? That's pretty much it for now. I might do like a follow up or something, but don't fall for the hype. If you're trying to get funding, make it simple. Like, why are you trying to go to North Dakota Federal Credit Union, Alabama State A&M Plant Federal Union? Look, man, all this stuff, you don't have to do all that to get funded. You can make it very easy, very simple, and just, you know what I'm saying, like go to the ones that go to the banks that you know. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying it's easy or you're just going to, just because you're going to some banks you've heard of, you're going to get funded. You're going to get 100K, 150, 250K. I ain't saying that. All I'm saying is just specifically, like, don't fall for the hype that credit unions are the answer to everything. You know, smaller banks, credit unions, all this different stuff. Like it's still like some of the same rules applies. You got to know what you're doing with that particular institution, or you're going to be denied, or you're going to get lower limits, or whatever the case. You're not going to be optimal if you don't know what you're doing, no matter who you go to. But don't think like credit unions. People are putting credit unions on this pedestal like it's just so much better. Like that's nonsense. Like it really depends on you. What's better for you, not just in general. What's better for you? Because there's a lot of confusion out there, a lot of content, but people just put stuff out to put stuff out, to be honest, like for attention. And I ain't here for it. But that's pretty much it. On this one, I want y'all to interact with me. Let me know if you have any questions about this, any comments. What's your perspective? You know, you think credit unions are the move. You think I'm wrong. Let me know. It's all good. That's pretty much it. Until the next time, see y'all. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for weekly fun and videos. Let's get it. See y'all in the next one. Peace.